They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection. I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems.
Properties. What's going on, people? I hope you are having a really, really good Monday. I know it's not the best day. I know it's not a day that, a lot of people look forward to, but we are back. We are live again with another live video. And today we are tackling basically two topics, and two topics that I've seen the gaming community out there on social media go back and forth about. People taking a firm stand. They want things a certain way. And people like me are like, well, dude, why? But before we get into that, guys, definitely hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, definitely subscribe. I like doing these live videos. I put together this gameplay this morning. I hope you guys like it. But something to watch while we're talking about these topics. And I gotta say, these couple topics are things I feel pretty strongly about. First off, let's get into the whole rumor that there are going to be two SKUs coming out in 2020 for Xbox. All right. What is up, Six Slayer? Antonia, what is going on? Battle Toads! What is up, Chris? How are you doing? He's starting already, man. Incredible. But yeah, two topics I really I feel strongly about, and I've been in a couple DMs talking to people back and forth. Uh, and it's just insane to me. The past couple weeks, it seems like every next day over day, it seems to me like the gaming community is going absolutely crazy. Like I don't understand. People backing up companies over the consumer, backing up these corporations over gamers and stuff like that. And I almost can't believe that I'm seeing that out here. But let's start with Project Scarlet first with the Lockhart SKU. Now, I think it was Jason Schreier came out. I think it was Schreier who came out and stated that the Lockhart was it's still a thing. The lower price point SKU for Project Scarlet is still a thing. Now, with it being price lower, there are a couple things that we need to put out there. The rumor suggests no disk drive. It's an all digital console. The rumor suggests that it is less powerful than the Scarlet, which, definitely makes sense. The rumor suggests that they are aiming for, with the lower SKU Scarlet, aka Lockhart, they are aiming for 1440p 60 frames per second. And the first time this rumor came about, the first time we started talking about multiple SKUs when it comes to Scarlet and such, I had no problem with it. I can see exactly where they were going with that. Yeah, Chris, discless, man. Yeah, it would be an all digital. The rumor is an all digital, cheaper, less powerful Scarlet. All right. Now, like I said, the first time this came about in the community and people started talking about it, multiple podcasts, stuff like that, I have no problem with this. A lower price point to get into the next series of hardware that will still offer a more advanced CPU, a new experience per se. I had no problem with this, but people out there started with the whole, multiple SKUs is confusing. It's gonna confuse the gamer out there. The gamer is gonna go to GameStop or Best Buy, and they're gonna be totally confused about what Xbox to buy. Seriously, this is what people are saying, and I'm like, oh my goodness, This is completely asinine. Yeah, Z Black Rider, he is already confused, and it's just a rumor. Shout out to Z Black Rider. What is up, brother? Of course, a member of this channel. Huge shout out to him. Thank you for all the support, bro. I really, really appreciate it. Um, well, Pratt's Junie says only PlayStation fans are confused, and there's something else here with this. When talking about PlayStation extremists, I can definitely agree with you. I think we need to stop kind of using the word fans when you mean extremists. Xbox extremists, PlayStation extremists. I think fans can see it a lot more, and the extremists don't want to see it. All right. Now, there is something really funny about the people who are out there saying that these SKUs would be confusing. All right. These same people, when we talk about a new generation or a more powerful series of hardware, these same people always say, and they agree amongst each other, that the first people to get consoles are the quote unquote hardcore. So that by going by that, they have gone on time and time again about, when the next series of hardware comes out, whenever there's a new generation, a new series of more powerful hardware, the hardcore are the day one buyers. So if that's the case, if hardcore are the day one buyers, but they're saying that these SKUs are going to confuse the gamer at launch, are they saying that the hardcore would be confused over two SKUs? Because I don't think so. When it comes to the hardcore gaming community, they know what they want when it comes to the platform. They know what's coming out. They know the differences. All right, Shane Tomlin says it's true, but I saw PS4 Slim, and PS4 Pro. I didn't know which one to get, so I bought the X. Oh my goodness, brother! I see what you did there. But in all actuality, like I said, the same people that are out there on Twitter talking about these SKUs being confusing are the same people who say only the hardcore buy these consoles day one. And I gotta ask, which is it? You see what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I think people are trying to make a problem out of something that could actually just benefit the gamer. If you don't have, the amount of money to get the premium next series of hardware, there is a lower price point that you can get in and get involved with and such. And, you know, use a new console with new features. That's another thing right there. New features. Because people forget that when it comes to consoles, whenever they come out, they have new features. Look at this generation. We weren't able to record game clips and then edit them on our console and put our voice over them. Not until this generation. New features. Yo, Prats, that whole Kojima thing, that was a satire website. Somebody generated that ad. It was not real. Or they generated that whole article. It's not real, man. What is up, Sleepy Goblin, everybody? Sleepy Goblin is awake. Awesome. Chris, I'm not even gonna mention what you're saying right now, bro. Until you show me that you could be level-headed in terms of consoles and stuff like that, I'm not even gonna say what you're saying in the chat right now, bro. But like I said, 2 SKUs is not a big deal. Now we're gonna get into the other thing as well, because people pointed out that Xbox was talking forwards compatibility. Now, for people out there who don't know, forwards compatibility is when a new console comes out. So, say Project Scarlet comes out, and they have the launch lineup, and they have new games coming out for it. Those games can still be played on the previous hardware, on the previous console, on the Xbox One family of devices. All right, and there seems to be an issue with this as well, and this seems to be a hotter topic than even Lockhart is. But of course, the two kind of run into each other, because if Xbox does forwards compatibility, there are people stating, well, why buy a Scarlet? All right, and it's a good question for those people out there. Like, if you don't have the money, right? If you're really on a budget and you can't really afford to jump in day one, day two, or day three, yeah, definitely, like, it would be a good thing for the games to be forwards compatible. Um, especially with Game Pass, which means the entire first party launch lineup, you don't even have to, as long as you're paying your monthly subscription, you're able to play anything that Microsoft has to offer for Scarlet day one, just with Game Pass, without putting down the $60 per title. And if you can't afford Scarlet, they would still have those games in Game Pass that you can play via forwards compatibility on your Xbox One. There has been a huge outcry about this. There's people who have kind of drawn their line in the sand. They're like, well, we've always been cut off when new hardware comes out. From the original Xbox to the Xbox 360. Why was nobody complaining that we can't play 360 games on the original Xbox? Or when the Xbox One came out, why weren't people complaining about those games not being available for the 360? Now, first and foremost, the previous generation consoles, the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, were different architecture. Up until when the Xbox One came out and the PS4 came out, and they were using x86 architecture. That's what's under the hood of the consoles that we have now. That's what's going to be under the hood for consoles moving forward. All right? They have the same architecture. So when it comes down to making a game run on the Scarlet and the Xbox One, it is going to be a hell of a lot easier than trying to get an Xbox One game to also play on a 360. So you might see this out here on Twitter where people are talking about, well, people weren't mad when when the Xbox One launch lineup came out and none of it was available for the 360. Two different architectures, all right? Makes it a lot harder to do that. And for the people out there championing that this is the way it's always been, change comes in industries all the time. All right? There are always people who are going to fight back against change. They want everything just the way it is moving forward. We are in a point in time in the video game industry, especially in the console industry, where things are changing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And I don't understand. Again, when it comes down to it, I am a gamer. Everybody in the chat, you guys are gamers. I know this. Why would you go pro corporation and cut gamers off because they can't afford new hardware? Why would you go on the side of the corporation and be like, well, that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it should be? Yo, shout out to the Don in the chat. What is going on, brother? Good to see you here. But yeah, people are out there on Twitter like, this is the way it's always been. Well, guess what? If that's the case, and I said this on next podcast that aired this past Saturday, if that was the case, then airplanes would be straight Wright Brothers airplanes. We would drive around in Model T Fords. There would never be any advancement. There would never be any change. How can people legitimately cut off a community of gamers? I don't know how you can stand up with pride on social media and be like, nope, no, even if they can't do it, no, we got to cut them off. That makes no sense whatsoever. It is just merely console war fuel. I'm justifying making two consoles, Chris. I'm justifying forwards compatibility as well. And Chris, not only that, when it comes to multiple SKUs, how come you guys aren't talking about PlayStation and the rumor that they're coming out with a PS5 and a PS5 Pro at launch next year as well? That rumor's still out there and it hasn't been debunked. So think about that. All right? When it comes down to it, next year, what is going on, Ice Queen? Good to see you in the chat. I hope everything is well. When it comes to the launch time next year, November, PS5, Project Scarlet, we might see 4 SKUs between the two. PS5, PS5 Pro, Lockhart, and Anaconda. Are you going to be confused by that, Chris? Chris, if they come out with 2 SKUs of the PlayStation 5, are you going to be confused about which system you want to buy? Yo, Pratt's, hashtag facts right there. Pratt's Junie said, complaining on social media is a new esport. Chris, you don't know that. That was out there and it hasn't been debunked. Oh, not day one. So they come out with one day one and the next one day 2, and you'll be okay with that, right? See, that's what I'm saying. It's that mentality, all right? To put like one platform on such a high pedestal that you even push down part of the gaming community because of it. It does not make sense. All right, so forwards compatibility, right? People are talking about how it's going to hold the new games back. And I actually have, in real life, an evidence, a structure of gaming that proves that isn't going to happen. All right? For some rhyme or reason, people think that forwards compatibility, when you make a game that will also be playable on the Xbox One, even though it's coming out when the Xbox Scarlet comes out, that it's going to hold the game back. And here's one thing. Microsoft and Xbox, whenever they talked about this, they never said anything about parity between games being run on the Xbox One in comparison to the Scarlet. They never said anything about parity. So when it comes down to it, yes, the Xbox One family of devices will not be as powerful. So you will see differences. Differences graphically, differences in resolution, differences in even how many like AI are on the screen at once and stuff like that. You will see differences between those. But that when it comes down to it, does that really matter? I mean, people will be able to take part in the new experiences that can't afford to get into the newer series of hardware. This is actually also a win for the companies as well. This is the reason why I feel that Xbox and PlayStation should do forwards compatibility. Yeah, it's going on today. Dude, the evidence that I have is PC gaming. PC gaming, you have different CPUs of different strengths, you have different GPUs of different strengths, and they all have to run the same game. They don't run the same game the same way, but they all have to run the same game. Yes, there is what they call a minimum specs, minimum specifications to run these games. And I feel like even on the console side, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to let you know that there are minimum specifications. If a game is made, the minimum specifications don't reach all the way down to the original Xbox One, you won't see that game playable on the original Xbox One. It's as simple as that, people. But to tell people that we should cut this gaming community off, they need to, it's like saying they need to get a second job. Do you remember that? Launch of a certain system a generation back? Well, if you can't afford it, you can get a second job. But now the community is saying this. Lady Foxfire, what is going on? Yes, split second gameplay going on right now. I have Halo Reach and split second going on right now as I'm talking to you guys live. Chris, there will be legit next gen games on Xbox as well. See, that's the whole thing with now switching to x86 architecture and things being so similar. All right, you can get a truly quote unquote next gen experience on the Scarlet, whether it's Lockhart or whether it's Anaconda, and you will still get a playable experience on the Xbox Ones. It's not going to hold any games back. They're not looking for parity. This is just fake outrage. People getting all upset without looking into it. I question how much research you do on this. Like for yourself. Look into what the technology has to offer and then go from there. Lanceville, is this rant towards the Xbox community? No, dude, it's towards anybody that is willing to cut off a section of the gaming community just to promote their preferred piece of plastic. All right, that's where this rant is going. How can you turn your back on part of a community that that section of the community that may not be able to put in that $500 or $600 or whatnot to get new hardware? If there are ways and means to have the games playable on the new series of hardware that's coming out next year and the hardware that we have now in the home, why would anybody say no? Don't do that. No, you gotta cut those people off. That is absolutely asinine. All right, and here's the thing: if it was PlayStation, where PlayStation was leaning towards going forwards compatible, and it was Xbox playing all coy and not saying anything about it, I would be here on YouTube calling out Xbox, telling them that they need to do this as well. As a community of gamers, as a community of consumers, we need to stop kind of like fixating on corporations' wallets, the money that the corporations are making. Because when it's all said and done, people think that, people out there in social media, they say Xbox is trash and everything like that. Over 40 million consoles are out there. All right. Their console is making money. Their subscription service is making them money. We don't have to worry about poor little Microsoft or poor little Sony when it comes to them making money off of these consoles, off of these games, because they are going to do that. And even if you do care about their wallet, all right, the number one thing in the video game industry that makes these corporations money is software sales and subscription services. All right? Hardware sales don't make them money. It makes potential consumers of their content. All right? So at the end of the day, if you're championing cutting a certain community of gamer off just because your preferred piece of plastic is stating that they might not go that direction, they might not do forwards compatibility, all right, the company would actually do better for it. They would make more money because the money that's to be made is in software sales and subscription services. I don't understand this outrage that's going on right now. Forward compatibility will not hold games back. Of course, there is going to be a cutoff point. There is going to be a cutoff point when it comes to specifications, all right? And that's something we're going to have to see. But at the launch, these same people out there who are talking about the SKUs being confusing for Lockhart, how forwards compatibility will hold these games back, they won't be true next-gen experiences. These it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Because these same people say that when it comes to the launch of consoles, the hardcore are the first ones in line. The hardcore are the first adopters. And then by word of mouth, it gets down to the casual community. Absolutely incredible. Every day it seems to be something new lately. Social media when it comes to the gaming community. Guys, at the end of the day, we should come together ourselves. We should back our gaming community. We shouldn't split ourselves off and be like, well, I love only Xbox and Xbox is great and PlayStation is complete trash. And vice versa. Oh, PlayStation is great. I only like PlayStation. Xbox complete trash. All right? And divide the community that way. Guess what, guys? I got news for everybody out there. There are pros and cons to each platform. There are pros and cons to each platform. Put that out there. I don't know. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it is a good idea to have a lower priced Lockhart, even if it's all digital. It'll be cheap. It'll be a cheaper investment. People can go in, with their Game Pass, their digital downloads, stuff like that, if they want to do it. All right. I'm more on the hardcore side. When the Xbox One X came out, Project Scorpio, I got that one day one. I got my original Xbox One on launch day as well. I like getting the more powerful hardware off of the platform that I prefer. So but when it comes down to it, options for each and every kind of like type of gamer is not a bad thing. All right. And one more added topic as well. Huge shout out to the Sony community because tomorrow you are getting the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. So you will be able to cross play with the Nintendo Switch, with the PC, and with the Xbox One. Shout out to you guys. I know it's been a while. For people who don't know this, Minecraft on PS4 was its own Minecraft. It was actually a previous iteration. Mojang and Microsoft Studios, they went to the Bedrock edition, which was crossplay across the board. And Sony said no to this, which caused a lot of Minecraft gamers on PlayStation, unfortunately, could not get the latest edition of Minecraft. Sony did not like the fact that gamers would have to sign into their Xbox account on their PlayStation, and Sony did not allow the Bedrock edition to come to the PS4. So obviously something changed somewhere. Sony changed their mind. Good job on taking that back because that was a horrible decision from Sony executives, PlayStation executives, or whatnot, um, protecting their property. I don't see how you could say they were protecting their property, dude. To be really honest with you, that is a bullshit excuse. All right, but it's all said and done. They corrected their error. And tomorrow, everybody will be able to play Minecraft together. Can you believe that? Look at where gaming has come from. Look at where it is now. We're talking about a game like Minecraft, one of the highest selling, the highest selling game all time, one of the most frequently played games, and people will be able to play it regardless if you have an Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, or PC. We'll all be able to play together if we want. Absolutely amazing where the video game industry is right now. I freaking love that. That is absolutely amazing. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, putting up. Don, I did not see your DM. Hold on, because I was about to wind down. But if Don's got something he wants me to share here. I cannot see the chat right now. I'm going into my Twitter messages because I'm old school like that. Okay. I see Amazon phone number or something. I have no idea. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Yo, it's something I definitely wanted to get off my chest. Don't listen to the people out there when it comes down to games being held back. Of course, there's going to be minimum specifications. There's even another a character artist who has come out and said, when it comes to polygon counts on characters or whatnot, that those types of things cannot be scaled down. I'm not so sure of that. All right. And when it comes down to it, like from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, it's really not that hard to do, especially with the systems being all x86 architecture. Dude, think for yourself, Chris. Do the research yourself. Don't just quote somebody and run with it. I mean, that's common sense. Don't sign off on something that somebody else said, because when they're wrong, you co-signed. Okay? Just remember that. But yeah, guys, if you want, you look into stuff for yourself, man. That's the most basic of what to do. I try to do as much research as I can, so this way you guys don't have to. But at the end of the day, don't take exactly what I said as like the 11th commandment. Look it up for yourself. See what information you come out with. As far as I can see right now, it is not a big deal. It is a pro gamer situation. Forward's compatibility is a pro gamer issue. All right? And I'm down for that. Anything that can bring people the new experiences, the people who can't afford to jump in with the new hardware, but still bring them the new experiences, I'm all for that. I think everybody out there should be too. But as usual, guys, if you like the topic, you like the gameplay, definitely hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you for hanging out with me this Monday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. I hope you get through your work or your school as quickly as possible and get back to doing what you want to do and what you love to do. But as for now, this is the Xbox 448. And I am definitely signing off.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems.